Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss the calculation of net CFSE in D4, D5, D6 and D8 system. Okay. In last lecture we have discussed about CFSE. Okay. What is CFSE? That is equal to, in case of octahedral complex, in case of octahedral, that is equal to plus 0.6 into number of electrons n into Eg. Okay, plus minus 4 into n into T2G. Okay, now what is meant by net CFSE? When the electrons can enter in D4, D5, D6, D7 or D8 at that time, in case of low field or low spin complex, according to Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, instead of going the electron from lower state to higher state, that is from T2G level to Eg level, due to high energy gap, the electron can pair with the remaining orbital, that is of T2G orbitals, with the extra energy, and that energy is called as pairing energy. Therefore, pairing energy is defined as energy required for pairing of the electrons, pairing of two electrons in an orbit, Okay, now we will see about in case of D4 system. See here, what is the net CFSE? CFSE net is equal to minus 0.44 into T2G and plus 0.6 into n into Eg orbitals. Okay, into P. Okay, now for D4 system, see here, one, 2, 3 and 4. In case of low spin complex, here what happens? One, 2, 3 and fourth electron can, due to the high energy gap, gets aligned with opposite position, that is, it is paired in T2G orbitals. Okay, that is, this case is lie in low spin. And in high spin complex, what happens? See here, due to small energy gap, here one, 2, 3 and last electron can enter up to the fourth Eg level. So this is Ag, this is T2G. Therefore, we will consider here the pairing energy for the one electron pair. Therefore, net CFSE is equal to here minus 0.4 into number of T2G electrons. How many T2G electrons? That is equal to 4. Okay. Now, plus 0.6 into how many electrons? 0. Plus, what is? That is the pairing energy. Okay. What is the formula? That is the pairing energy. What is the pair? That is equal to 1. Okay. Now, the answer comes to minus 1.6 plus 0 plus P. Okay, in case of delta octahedral, that is equal to minus 1.6 plus P delta of octahedral. That is for D4 CFSE net. Okay. Okay. Now, in case of D5, what happens? See here. In case of D5, already how many electrons? 4. Therefore, next pairing of electrons takes place, that is equal to what? That is fifth electron. Here also we have to draw the fifth electrons here, and here how many pairs are formed? That is 2 pairs are formed. That is in case of low spin complex, CFSE net is equal to what? That is for D5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, in high spin 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, due to small energy gap, an electron can enter to the higher energy orbital, but due to the large energy gap, electron cannot enter into the Eg orbitals. Okay, and that's why here the pairing of electrons starts from the lower energy level. Therefore, CFSE net is equal to minus 0.4 into how many T2G electrons, that is equal to 5, plus 0.6, how many G electrons, that is equal to 0. Therefore, the answer should be minus 2.0 plus here. What is the pairing energy? That is equal to how many paired electrons? That is equal to 2p. Okay. Therefore, is equal to 0 plus 2p. That is equal to minus 2 plus 2p delta of octahedral. Okay. Therefore, in case of this d5 electron system, the pairing energy, that is along with the pairing energy, CFSE net is equal to minus 2 plus 2 into pairing energy delta of octahedral. Now in case of D7, what happens here? D7. Okay, only we will consider about the pairing energy here. Okay, this is Eg orbital 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here 6. Okay, what is the 7 electron? 7 electron can enter in this orbit. Okay, now in case of high spin complex, what happens here? In high spin complex, there is distribution of electrons is like this. T2G orbitals here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, now the distribution in high spin complex and here of low spin complex is different one. Therefore, in both the cases, we have to calculate the net CFSE. Okay, therefore CFSE net in case of LS, low spin complex, that is equal to what? That is Eg is equal to what? That is plus 0.6, here minus 0.4. Therefore, is equal to 0.6 into N of Eg plus minus 0.4 into N of T2G plus pairing energy. Okay, therefore 0.6 into Eg, how many electrons? 1. Okay, plus minus 0.4 into how many electrons? Total is equal to 6. Plus how many electron pairs? That is equal to 3p. Therefore, is equal to 0.6 minus, what is the answer? 2.4 plus 3p. Okay, 2.4 that is equal to minus 8, 1.8 plus 3p, that is of CFSE net. Okay, thus we can calculate this crystal field stabilization energy, that is equal to net. Now in case of high spin complex, what is the answer? See here, I am using the octahedral field here. See here, for octahedral field, the CFSE is equal to high spin complex HS, that is equal to, again we have to use the same formula, 0.6 into how many electrons? 2 electrons plus minus 0.4 into how many electrons? That is equal to how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons. Okay, here which configuration we have to study? That is equal to 6. Therefore, we can draw here as a 7 electron systems. Here that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that is for D7. Okay, therefore, how many total? That is equal to 1.2 minus 2.0 plus P. What is the pairing of energy? That is equal to 2 pairs, that is equal to 2p. Therefore, is equal to minus 0.8, okay, plus 2p. This is the CFSE net for D7 configuration. Thus, we have to calculate the electron system from D4 to D10 in high spin and low spin complex. Okay. Now, for simplicity, we have to see the example in a D8 configuration. What is the example? See here, D8. How many electrons? D8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. how many electron pairs? That is equal to 3 electron pairs. Okay, see here. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here also how many? 1, 2, 3, 6. Here also 1. Okay, now here, see here, the case in which D8, D9 and also D10. What is the electronic configuration on here? From the D8 configuration, we can easily say that the same configuration is exist for in D8 for high spin, D8 for low spin, D9 for high spin and low spin, and D10 for high spin and low. Same CFSE here calculation. Okay, that is same value. Okay, therefore number of electron pairs is equal to how much? That is equal to 3. Here also 3. Therefore we have the same CFSE. That is crystal field stabilization energy. Same crystal field stabilization energy with a net also. Okay, thus we have explained about calculation of net CFSE. Okay, now we are going to study the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. Already tetrahedral complex means how many ligands? That is, there are 4 ligands. Okay, now these 4 ligands can be formed by using drawing a tetrahedron. Tetrahedron is like this, simply in hybridization, or taking the example of a CH4. What is the hybridization? That is, bond angle is equal to sp3 hybridization, sp3 hybridization, and bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. Okay, likewise this configuration we have to draw in a tetrahedral complex, and tetrahedron we have to place in a cube. For this purpose we can draw here tetrahedral, that is here. Okay, now we have to place at the center metal ion here. Okay, this is the first ligand, this is the second ligand, this is the third ligand. Okay, and this is about fourth ligand. Okay, now we can draw it as thus there is a ligands, that is L1, L2, L3, and here also L4. It is 4 ligands. Okay, now if we can draw the axis towards the centrometal ion, the axis R, that is this is Z, this is Y, this is X. Okay, now the number of ligands which are lie along all the ligands, these ligands, two ligands are lies between which plane? That is X and Z. Here Z and Y, and here also a X and Y. Okay, thus all the ligands which are lie between the axis. Okay, this is X axis, this is Y axis, and this is about Z axis. Okay, in the octahedral complex we have seen that is the ligands approach to the central metal ion along the axis. But if we place this tetrahedral in a cube, at that point what happens? That is the number of ligands which are located between the axis. And due to that between the axis, here the between the axis and along the axis, according to this term, the d orbital splitting after approach of the ligands, there are two kinds of orbitals. Which are the orbitals? That is Eg orbitals and T2g orbitals. First thing is known that is in case of tetrahedral, instead of Eg we can call it as E orbitals. Instead of T2g we can call it as T2 orbitals. Okay, because here center of gravity is not maintained. Okay, and that it is a disturbed one. Therefore, we can, instead of Eg we can call it as E orbitals. Instead of T2g we can call it as T2 orbitals. But E orbitals are located along the axis. Okay, and T2 orbitals which are pointing between the axis. And as the ligands are located between the axis, therefore which orbitals experience less repulsion and which orbitals experience more repulsions? That is Eg orbitals. Sorry, in case of tetrahedral, E orbitals experience less repulsion and T2 orbitals experience more repulsion. Okay, that is T2 orbitals are degenerate band. That is, they are less stable. Therefore, they can split up into that they can absorb the energy and goes into a higher level. At that moment, Eg orbitals which are less repulsive orbitals, therefore they can go, that is, with a less energy. Now this is a tetrahedron which is placed in a cube. Now the splitting of d orbitals in a tetrahedral complex is as shown in figure. I can draw the diagram as first d orbitals. These are the free d5 metal ion orbitals. Okay, after approaching of 4 ligands to these orbitals, they can absorb the energy and they goes to a next higher energy level. Therefore, there is formation of 5 degenerate d orbitals with spherical, hypothetical, excited state. These are also degenerate orbitals. Okay. Now, after approaching of these d orbitals with a ligands, or after approaching ligands to these orbitals, here these d orbitals gets splits up into 2 types. Okay, which are the 2 types? Because these d orbitals are split up into the 2 orbitals, from which, that is, in a tetrahedral the ligands are lying in between the axes. Therefore, out of these d5 orbitals, which are named as dxy, dyz, dxz, and dx square minus y square and dz square, these are called as Eg orbitals. These are called as T2g orbitals. As the T2g orbitals lie between the axes, therefore they possess strong repulsion, and therefore they can absorb the energy and they are goes into higher level, that are called as T2g orbitals. And due to less repulsion between metal electrons and ligand electrons of orbitals, EG orbitals. They are goes into the lower energy orbital, lower energy levels that are called as EG level. Here this state is called as no splitting state. No splitting state. Okay, now out of this T2G and EG orbitals, the energy gap between these two orbitals is known as, what is the crystal field stabilization energy for tetrahedral, which is denoted by delta T. Also, you must know the difference between the this point is that is for T2G orbitals, this gap is known is equal to how many orbitals? 3 orbitals. How many orbitals have the less repulsion? That is equal to 2. Total orbitals equal to 5. That is, they are raised by, therefore we have to take the sign plus. That is equal to plus 0.4 delta T. Okay. What is about EG? Therefore, how many orbitals? 5. How many orbitals experience less repulsion? 2. How many remaining are 3? Therefore, minus 3 by 5, that is equal to minus 0.6 delta T. But always one thing is remember that is the energy for tetrahedral is less than that of octahedral. That is, tetrahedral is less than that of delta octahedral. Why? Because number of ligands approaching to the centrometer ions here are in tetrahedral are 4 and octahedral totally are 6. Okay. Now, why this energy gap? That is T2G energy gap and EG and octahedral energy gap is why different one. For this, we have to write the reason. See here, these are also d5 orbitals. Here, I am giving the reason for this. Reason why this splitting occurs. When the ligands approach to the d orbitals of dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square, at that time what happens? Here in a tetrahedral structure we can draw here as why here we can draw here as, that is the due to the repulsion between the electrons from ligands and electrons from metal central metal ion. Here less repulsion is occupied by EG orbitals. Why? Because these orbitals lying along the axis, and while the T2G orbitals lie between the axis and ligands are approaching to the central metal ion on the between the axis. Therefore, delta T is less than delta octahedral. Okay, since number of ligands is equal to tetrahedral is equal to 4 and in octahedral ligands is equal to 6. Whatever may be the 6 and 4 values are compared, we have delta T is equal to, this 4 number is matched by here the factor 2 by 3 into how much? 2 by 3 into 6. Therefore, we have the values as, that is equal to, answer is equal to what? That is equal to delta T. Okay, that is tetrahedral is equal to what? That is 2 by 3 here, 2 by 3, that is equal to, the answer is equal to tetrahedral ligands. Why? 3 into 2, 6, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, therefore delta T is equal to 4. That is, we have the relation is that, in simply we can write here as delta T is equal to 2 by 3 into delta of octahedral. By comparing the above two reasons, for the ligands is equal to 4 and in tetrahedral case and ligands are 6 into octahedral case, but in octahedral case, this 4 is equal to 2. Okay, Therefore, delta T is equal to, for ligands are in octahedral, ligands are in octahedral is equal to 6, ligands are tetrahedral is equal to 4. For that purpose, we have to multiply 2 by 3. Okay, and for octahedral, therefore, ligands are approaching along the axis, and into tetrahedral complex, the ligands are approaching between the axis, that is equal to 2 by 3 into delta of octahedral, that is equal to 4 by 9 octahedral. Therefore, the relation is that is octahedral and tetrahedral is that is delta T is equal to 4 by 9 in delta octahedral. This is the one of the most important relation between crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex. Again, I will be repeating this. When free d5 metal electrons are present in free state, when the ligands are trans to approaching to the metal ions, these d5 degenerate orbitals raised with energy, but they are degenerate d orbitals in hypothetical state. When the splitting occurs, that is when the repulsion between the central metal ion and the ligand electrons of ligands is maximized or is strong, at that time ligands are approaching between the axes. Therefore, the orbitals which are between the axes, that is are called as T2g orbitals, which are raised by the energy that is equal to plus 0.4 delta T, while the ligands, while the orbitals which are lying along the axis, there is less repulsion between ligand electrons and metal electrons. Therefore, they are decreased by the energy that is equal to minus 0.6 delta T. Thus, there is splitting of d orbitals occurs. Simple thing is that is the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex is just opposite to that of octahedral complex. And one more thing is that is in the tetrahedral complex always high spin complexes are occurs. Always high spin complexes can occur. Why occurs? Because in high spin complexes, unpaired electrons are more. Unpaired electrons are more. Okay, and the energy gap between this tetrahedral and octahedral as far as compared, this is less as compared to the octahedral. Also, here as the energy gap is low and the approaching of the ligands to the central metal ion is between the axes, therefore low spin complex is not possible always in the case of tetrahedral complexes. Now one by one we will see about high spin complex, how many electrons, what is the total resultant spins. Now we will see the splitting of d electrons in tetrahedral complex of only high spin. In high spin, which orbital is taken as a first? That is equal to Eg orbitals. Eg, then T2g, then resultant spin. Okay, number of unpaired electrons for n of Eg, n of T2g, that is equal to x, is equal to y, and here x plus y. Okay, now for D1, here you can draw here as in box. Okay, T2g, 1 electron from here. Okay, therefore resultant spin is equal to half, 1 electron for half according to spin quantum number. N of Eg is equal to 1. N of T2g here only you can call it as E, and here also T2. Okay, therefore N of T2 is equal to 0, that is equal to 1. For D2, okay, 1, 2. Here resultant spin is equal to 1. Then electron of E orbital is equal to what? E orbital is equal to how many electrons? That is equal to 2 electrons, equal to 0, that is equal to 2. For D3, how many electrons first? According to Horn's rule of maximum, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, due to small energy gap. That is equal to The resultant spin is equal to what? That is 3 by 2. Okay, that is equal to what? That is 2 plus 1. That is equal to 3. For D4, okay, what happens here? 1, 2, here also 1, 2, 3. So for 4, 1, 2, 3 and here 4. What is the resultant spin? That is equal to 2. Okay, and therefore that electrons equal to 2 and here also 2. That is equal to 4. For D5, okay, how many electrons according to Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity here? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, what is the resultant spin? About 1, 2, 2 plus 1 by 2 is equal to how much? 2 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to resultant spin, that is equal to 1 by 2 into 5. That is equal to what? That is 5 by 2. Okay, the resultant spin is about 5 by 2. Number of electrons 2, here equal to 3, equal to 5. Okay, now we consider for D5 D6. Yes, in D6 how many electrons? That is in Eg, that is equal to Eg orbitals are we can draw here as anti-2G 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5 and here also pairing of electrons is that according to Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity equal to 6. Resultant spin, how many unpaired electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, that is equal to 2. Number of electrons in E orbitals, that is equal to 1 electron in E orbitals, and how many T2 orbitals? That is equal to 3, equal to 4. For D7, okay, what are the electron distribution here? See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and here 7. Resultant spin is equal to what? That is 3 electrons, that is equal to 3 by 2. Okay. Sorry, here 1 half plus half, that is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, correct here. That is, therefore electrons is equal to 0 and net electrons is equal to 3. That is equal to values total is equal to x is equal to 3. For D8, therefore is equal to what? Here also for distribution of 8 electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and here 8. Therefore net result spin is equal to 1, that is equal to number of electrons in E orbitals equal to 0, therefore is equal to 2, therefore is equal to 2. Okay, for D9 and for D10. For D9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many electrons? The resultant spin is equal to what? Number of unpaired electrons is equal to half. Therefore, what is the n electrons in each orbitals? That is equal to 0. Unpaired electrons is equal to 1. That is equal to 1. Therefore, for D10, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And thus resultant spin is equal to 0. Ag is equal to 0. T2G are also filled. That is equal to 0. Therefore, net spin is equal to 0. Thus, we have calculated number of unpaired electrons with their spins in only high spin complexes of a tetrahedral field. Okay, thank you.